Okay, welcome everyone. So this was a request somewhere in the blog where, Otis has the system that you know, is a bunch of Python code that I strung together, and in theory, like all the stuff you need to know about how this program runs is like on the syllabus. So if you go onto like the Otis public page and then go to like, uh, you know, the syllabus, it'll tell you most of what you need to know. However, uh, I realized that this page thing is 15 pages long now. I don't know if people want to read that much stuff, so I'm just going to kind of do this video tour of like what the workflow of this website OTIS-WEB is, and just so that people can watch this and make sure they didn't miss anything, because I've heard a lot of people not knowing about features that existed, but also free advertisement, so why not? Okay, so the very first time you open Otis, it'll look something like this, where here, this is a fake student, just FYI. There's no student with this name in the current class, but yeah. This is going to go really well. Anyways, so the very first thing that happens when you log into Otis is that it asks you, what do you want to work on? And on the website, there will be like a bunch of links. Like there's a guide about like, what units are nice for beginners, which ones if you're doing more intermediate stuff, yada yada. There's a big catalog that has, also on the public page itself, there's a big catalog of all the units that you can pick between. There's another catalog here. The one that's on the Otis website itself is a little more sophisticated, in the sense that if you click through into it, there's actually a wiki page for every single unit where you can like read a bit about what students think of it. This wonderful grinding unit, which is not in the right place, so I'm going to have to wiki. Okay, I'll figure out how to fix that later. Yeah. So anyways, it doesn't really matter what you do, because like the set of units you put here is sort of just this plan, so that when you are going through the website the rest of the year later, it doesn't throw like all 100 units at you at once. So you can kind of modify this however you want later. So just put in something to get it started. So just for demonstration purposes, I'll just pick like 10 random things. Bam. Sure. Yes. So this is just an example, so I'm not actually thinking about what I'm picking. Oh, this unit's good. Okay. Okay, so you can do this and you'll have this table here that shows what you've picked. You can keep changing it if you want. Maybe I want to decide I want to add something else. Add all the guest units. Oh, linear power. Okay, and then once you're happy with this, you can go here, like, okay, this looks reasonable, and then you press this yellow button that says finalize. And once you've done that, you end up with something that looks like this. It will automatically unlock the first 3 units for you, but the more important button is there's this yellow button here that says manage units. And what this thing lets you do is that you can, as I promised, you can kind of change whatever you want. If you submit a lot, like the first few requests you submit will all be accepted, and then after a while it might ask me to like look at the requests and make sure you're not just submitting like hundreds upon hundreds of requests. But like, for example, suppose you look at these 3 things that started and you're like, I actually really want to do, oh, I didn't put grinding in here. That would have been a funny. Let's say integration B, okay? You have an integration B coming up, you really want to do it. Or actually, we can even pick one that's not on. We'll just put them both in. So integration B, I want to unlock now. Well, let's see that for later for integration B. And then grinding, add for later. Sorry, let's do unlock now. What do I write for grinding? Pain. Hello, Espen. Give me the pain. Okay, great. Okay, so these guys got automatically approved because they're the first few requests submitted. If they're not auto-approved by the website, they will get forwarded to me, and I'll usually approve it in like 1 or 2 days. And then you'll get an email once it's all set. So, as promised, new things showed up. So, yeah, that's kind of how picking your stuff works. And now let's say we want to like actually work on the unit, all right? So there's a bunch of buttons here. Let me explain the ones that are more important for starting. So the first important thing is obviously you want like the materials themselves. So, I can download this, and now I have this wonderful file called DMY grinding with a bunch of problems inside it and some content, yada 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 yada, blah 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 blah. Okay, and then so, the most beautiful problems you've ever seen, yeah. So, here are the problems, you'll do the problems, yada yada. Then when you're working on the problems, maybe you find like, oh, I am trying this problem, like, let's say you're trying to do the, what is a good one? Yeah, something like this, okay? So a lot of these problems will have hyperlinks of 2 forms. One is that there is a link, the pink link, if you click it, will take you straight to the universal hyperlink for the problem, which is usually just the URL on AOPS. So, usually you don't use this one until you're like done with the problem, because most of the time they'll give you spoilers, but it's there, so if you want to have it, you have it. Second, there's a green link that goes to this component of the website that's called Arch, which I picked a bad example because apparently there's no problem. Really? No one put hints for this problem yet? Usually required problems have hints. I'll go add some right now actually, because I should at least have an answer confirmation on this one. I will not stream this part just to avoid spoilers. Well, okay, cool. So the Arch is, it's accessible from the website itself as well. That's what this icon here is. You can go here. Every problem has like some code on it. Where did the PDF just go? Hang on. Go back here. So most of the problems will have a green ID on them that also you can, if you just go on the website, you can input that ID. Like that was 06 China TST 43. You can look it up. And here's the hint that I just added. So if you are feeling stuck on a problem, most of the time, like you can also just ask in the Otis Discord and you'll get a pretty quick answer because there's a lot of people in the Otis Discord. But this is also here, this is, if there are pre-hints written, then you can get them instantly. You don't have to wait for someone to reply. So for not all the problems have pre-written hints. As you just saw, I found one that didn't have any written. But often the most popular problem, like the required problems in the units everyone does, for example, will typically have a lot of hints written for them already. Yeah, so this is the hint system. And then, let's say, you go through the problems, yada yada, and then you're ready to submit. So for most people, I generally like submitting in LaTeX just because, like, I don't know, handwriting and scanning is kind of annoying. If you want a handwriting scan, that's fine. And usually most like smartphones will have a thing that lets you just scan solutions however you want. But if you choose to LaTeX your solutions, there's this nice button here called Download LaTeX Template. And if you click that, what that does is it gives you a tex file. That looks something like this. So yada yada yada, lots of content. And what happens is every problem, has a hint, not hint, has the problem statement pre-written into the LaTeX source code. And sort of the point of this is that this way, you don't have to go manually copy all these things. You could just download this one file, and then you can start typing your solutions directly. So let's say you're working on this, and you type your solutions. So the only solution, I don't remember what. Anyone remember what these are? So when n equals 4, but I'm too lazy to work out what. Haha. There are 3 families of solutions. They are constant? No, not constant. Whatever. You know. So you just solve the prompts and you type up your solutions. Hello, Luca. Find the smallest set. I forget what. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. And when you do this, insert my brilliant solution to this Panam A1 here. Okay, and then we wait for this to compile. Then, the wonderful solutions that you wrote up will look like this. And then green things, also links, I think. Yeah, those are also links. All the hyperlinks are in here, and then your content will be here, and it's fine. So you can use your own template if you want. Some of the students prefer their own formatting. That's fine. Doesn't matter. But this is just a convenience feature if you are too lazy to figure out how to make a template yourself, or even if you want to make your own template but you just don't want to copy all the problem statements yourself, but you want the problem statements. This is here so that you can just edit this directly. Okay, so once you're done, there's this button here that says submit unit, and then you go to grinding, and so the website will ask you for some stuff like how many clubs of problems did you solve? So I guess I only did 6 of them. So rip me in the wonderful 5 minutes that I spent on this. How long did I take? Well, let's just put 0.02. We'll say I only spent 1 minute on it. And these problems required a lot of casework. Testing. Okay, and then after this we'll go do the integration B stuff, because we have an integration B coming up or something. So submit your thing, and then your submission goes up there. I guess I forgot to put my name in it. That's fine. The website knows who you are. Yeah, okay. And then after this, eventually Evan will go and read your submission and tell you stuff. If you want to make submissions, if you submit something and you immediately realize, oh, I screwed up this problem, there's a blue update submission problem that lets you update the submission. Also, as soon as you submit, as soon as you submit, the solutions file actually opens up. And the rationale behind this is that if you want to see how to do a certain problem that you couldn't do or whatever, you can just look at these solutions right away, even before I finish writing the feedback to you. So this is a solutions file. It's the key icon. Contains solutions to all the, not all. Some of the problems I haven't finished writing solutions for yet, but a lot of them have been written up now. Okay, and if you are really impatient, there's a button here called the pset queue, which lets you. Oh god, I'm really far behind. Holy sh! I'm 3 days behind. This lets you see the list of problem sets that Evan hasn't processed yet. So you can see right now I'm 34th, which means that it means Evan's been really slacky. I usually try to not be more than 2 days behind, but I look like I'm 3 days behind right now. So sorry to whoever submitted problem set 6,461. That is actually longer than usual. Yeah. Okay, so that is the main bulk of the stuff on the website. Let me quickly go through what all these other icons are. So this is the home page that you saw earlier. This is a list of previous times, so if you did OTIS in the previous year, you can access your past materials here. This is account settings for changing your password or whatever. There's some user preferences here. You don't really have to touch these until you know until you've been on the website for a while, so I wouldn't worry about these. This is Arch, I talked about. This is problem suggestions, where if you have an idea for a problem that you think would be good for OTIS, you can submit it here. I'm very behind on this queue. Usually it takes me anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks before I actually get to a problem that's on here. So fair warning that there are a lot of these. I'm still trying to catch up. but it is here. I do eventually read all of them. This is the wiki that I mentioned. So it looks like this. Otis wiki. This is the GitHub announcements. This is the catalog. This is the invoice for when you need to pay me money. And then there's a couple fun things here. First of all, there's these things called markets. And what markets are you can... How do I describe it? What's a good let's use colorful as an example. All right, so markets are these things where there's a question that's posted every Friday, and the question will usually be to estimate some integer as closely as you can. So for example, the one from August is like estimate the number of distinct non-empty responses to the favorite color question on this year's Otis application. For the question in chat, no, I do not play League. The mainstream game that I play is StarCraft, but I don't play it that much these days, and also I'm really bad at it. Although you can find a few videos of me playing StarCraft. Yeah, and then there were a lot of interesting colors submitted. The answer was 63. So, actually, while I'm talking about markets, let me explain the RPG. That is something I should explain. So, Otis has this level system. It's really just eye candy. It's kind of just there so that, you know, for comedic value. But I'll explain what each of these things does. And for this, actually, I should demo an acceptance. Ta-da! So, one moment. I'm going to download a bunch of... Well, okay. This could take a while. I should have pre-downloaded all of these. So I will skip the queue for 6943 and just... Or not 695, 6945. Wait. Did I get sniped like 3 different times? Oh, because this is a testing account, so it doesn't show up at all. Ah, okay. Crap. Sorry, I'm having difficulty accepting the problem set to the dummy account. Okay, we're going to just mark this as accepted. Okay, there we go. And that should show up here. So, every time you submit a problem set, you get a number of clubs based on the number of, looks like this, 2, 2, 2, with a multiplier because this was a medium level unit. So you accumulate clubs by submitting problems, and then also the website will track your self-reported hours. Will I be at Pumac? No, sadly, I'm still in Boston. So that's what these 2 bars mean. And then there's this bar called spades, which is for things that are usually not super math related. Well, kind of math related. Basically, this is the miscellaneous category. So for all the stuff that isn't your problem set submissions, like doing the short answer quizzes or the markets that I just talked about, will give you points towards this meter. And then finally, there's this meter that is, you know, forever a meme, which is called the charisma meter. And the... How do I explain this? Do anyone have suggestions? Basically, there's a bunch of hidden Easter egg codes. They look like this. You know, there's just these bunch of hex codes. All the valid hex codes will be 24 to 26, between 24 to 26 characters long. And usually, because of that, they're very distinctive. You'll notice it when you see it. So, you know, this is kind of the freebie one. So what you can do is you can copy and paste this one in here and submit it. And it will give you, you know, points towards that meter. So, yeah, that's how that meter works. Yeah, okay. What else is on here? This is a certificate. It doesn't really matter unless This is for like sometimes the student will tell me that their school wants like an official report card for them taking OTIS, which I don't know why schools would want that, but some of them do, so this will give you one automatically. Yeah, noob level 3, etc. This is a PSEQ. This one hasn't been used in a while. This is a list to all of the artwork if you want to admire the art that graces all the units. And then if you play Hanabi, you can play for points. you get spades if you do well in Hanabi. Why I decided this was a good idea, I have no idea, but we did it anyways. Okay, so that's all the buttons on the sidebar. And I feel like there's something... Oh, right. So you scroll all the way down. This is a link to the Otis Discord. This was the petitions thing. You saw this earlier when we were trying to modify our units. This is, random documents. And then also, there's a bunch of like mock tests that you can do. So for example, these are the mock Olympiads. I think these are just PDF files, so I won't open this to avoid spoilers. Well, actually, I think the first page didn't have any spoilers. Oh shit, there's spoilers. Okay, anyways, you didn't see anything there, but yeah, this is where the practice tests are. There's a big page here that explains how to go on gradescope.com and submit. So when you're doing the mock Olympiads, if you want to be graded on the odd ones, these are the instructions for how to submit that. And then also there are these short answer quizzes if you want practice with computation. This is the problems file, and then you submit your answers here. 45-minute time limit, and you should just time yourself. Again, if I punch in numbers in here, will it tell me what the correct answers were? It probably will, so I don't think I should. Also, something is wrong here. That indentation is definitely wrong. Okay, so let me show you something. This is what you should do when you find something broken in the website. Issue tracker. Oh shoot, I have to log in. Okay, one moment, please. Okay, I apparently don't remember the password to my GitHub, so Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the thing, is like when I'm streaming, I don't have my password manager set on here because I want to accidentally avoid leaking my passwords, but the consequence of this is that I never remember how to log into stuff. Anyways, yeah, this indentation's wrong. So we're going to open an issue called Fix the Indentation. Indentation in... Practice quizzes, the indents. One of the worked. Page should not be broken. Shuba. I promise I did not plant this in advance. I guess nobody reported this somehow. I don't know what version of Firefox. Firefox 119.0.1. Okay. Of course the live demo is bugs. I don't think it's because of the zoom. I think the list is actually just, like, zoom shouldn't do this, right? Like, these bullets are fine. Yeah, I don't think it's a zoom. I think the list is, there's just a missing tag here, or it's in the wrong place or something. And if anyone wants to fix this for me, easy 5-page task. I'm like 90% sure there's just a broken tag and you just have to move a /ul somewhere. No one fixes stuff. I mean, I will, if no one fixes this, I will eventually fix it myself because it will take me like on the order of like 2 minutes. But if anyone wants to learn how the website works, and like, you know, here is free bounty. Okay. I think that is everything now. Is there anything else on the portal I need to talk about? Calendar, yeah, yada yada. No, I think that's everything. Okay. Hopefully that tour was at least slightly informative and also at least slightly entertaining. If you actually want information again, like basically everything ends up in the syllabus. This is sort of like if you have a question and it's written somewhere, it's probably written in the syllabus. And if it's not written anywhere, then just bug me and I'll add it to the syllabus. But yeah, this syllabus is really long. I mean, I explicitly separated like a third of it as an appendix that like you don't have to read, but I don't think people read the first 10 pages either, so. Catalog emoji. What catalog emoji? Oh. Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that's obvious what it means, but just to spell it out, like on the current catalog, once you complete a unit, it will actually check off on this catalog for you. Like it will show with a check mark in green to indicate that you finished it, and it will show in gray with an hourglass if you are still working on it. Is that correct? Well, sorry. It shows in gray of an hourglass if you have it but haven't unlocked it. Blue is if you have unlocked it but not finished. And green is if you have completed it. We should actually put that on here. That should be documented here, I think. Yeah, let me put that in an issue too. Doc, explain emojis on core catalog. So we should list that. So check mark means done. Blue clock means unlocked, but not done. Gray hourglass means locked but on to-do list. Bold black is everything else. I think that is. Oh, and that is a typo. Did I mention the BDZV? Oh. I mean, it is written, but people will notice that there's a bunch of codes for all the units. The first letter represents the difficulty, B, D, Z, or this is the order. The second letter is just the subject, so ACGN. There's also a separate letter for F. And then the third letter is a version identifier. The versions are not really supposed to... If there's multiple versions, just pick any of them. They're supposed to be roughly... They are disjoint, but not intended to be... They are disjoint, but supposed to be kind of symmetric, so it doesn't matter, in theory. In practice, some people think that, like... I don't know. I try to balance it out. I feel like I don't deliberately try to skew the balance between the two. Yeah. Okay, anything else I should cover before I adjourn? How long has this been? Oh, actually, this kind of... It kind of went a while. Okay, alright. We can adjourn there then. Yeah, thank you for dropping by, and if you are a new OTIS student, which I assume most of the audience that is watching this is, welcome to the program. We're glad to have you. Stay chill. Stealing Winter's jokes. To explain that, there's a streamer that I watch called Winter who streams like a ton of StarCraft, and he ends every video on YouTube these days with "Stay chill" as well. So I'm stealing that line, just as a nod.